Started. We are at the top of the hour, and we've got a lot of really great content. So let's get to it. Welcome, everyone. We're excited to have you join us for our sneak preview kickoff call here for our Focus Trade Mission to the Caribbean for retail and food service, which will be taking place in Kingston, Jamaica, February 4th through 5th, 2025. So it's going to be a really exciting mission. We are thrilled to have our in-market representative here on the call, Frad Belin Escaraman, who is going to tell us a little bit more about the mission and what participants can expect who join us. Also, I'd like to introduce Jamie Cummings with the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, who should be there on the screen as well. And she's going to be our activity coordinator for this event. So for all of our participants who sign up, you will be communicating directly with Jamie to get some of the details and logistics of the event. All right, so just a quick, who is Food Export Midwest and Food Export Northeast? We are two nonprofit international trade associations who have a mission to promote the export of Midwest and Northeast food and agricultural products. Our membership is made up of the different 13 Midwest and 10 Northeast states, such as the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, where Jamie resides from. And we provide support to U.S. companies to help them enter international markets through export education, global connection, export strategies, and marketing financial assistance. So please let us know if there's anything outside of just this mission that we can help you with export-wise. But an event like this trade mission to Jamaica would be one of those examples of us making global connections between U.S. companies and qualified international buyers. So how do we carry out things like our trade missions? Well, we have a network of local in-market representatives, and these are our boots on the ground food industry experts who are based in these markets around the world and who are the ones who have the food industry connections. So they're the ones who go out and arrange meetings, they do the market research, they do everything to help us be successful in these markets. So the aforementioned Frad Belin from Strategos Consulting Group, who represents us in the Caribbean. We're very grateful to have him here on the call today. And so he's going to tell us more about the Caribbean, specifically about this trade mission opportunity that we have coming up in February. So with that, I'll hand it over to Frad.
Thank you very much, Paul, and thanks everybody for joining us today. And we're going to be sharing a little bit of information in order to get you excited about this wonderful project that we have put together so that you can register. So next slide, please, Paul. All right, so we have decided to do Jamaica because it's a developing market for US products. This is just a little bit of information that will allow you to understand the size of the market. So Jamaica is going to be our main focus, but we are going to invite 6 buyers from other markets also to join, to fly into Jamaica in order to increase your exposure to more buyers, even though we understand that Jamaica will have a significant amount of buyers too, but this will definitely add to the event. So as you can see, Jamaica imported in 2023 almost $300 million. When you compare 2023 to what's happening in 2024, sorry, from January to July, we have an increase of 1%. We expect to at least go beyond what was imported in 2023 in the whole year. So this is a market that has a significant value. This is only consumer-oriented products from the United States. Keep in mind that the markets also import food products from other origins. So the additional markets that we are considering in order to invite buyers from are going to be the Dominican Republic, as you can see, is the largest market for our consumer-oriented products from the US. It's over $1 billion. When compared to from January to July last year to this year, we're seeing an increment of 7%, which is significant. And then we're also going to be targeting Trinidad and Tobago, the Bahamas, Bermuda, and Cayman Islands. So this will create a very nice scenario for the companies participating, the US companies participating in the project, that will not only be exposed to Jamaican buyers, but also buyers from other markets. Next slide, please.
And Fred, if I can jump in here quick, I forgot as part of my announcement, if you, as Fred is presenting here, if you have any questions for him, please feel free to type them into the chat box, or there should be a Q&A box where you can type in your questions. And then as soon as the presentation's over, we'll address as many of the questions as we can. Thanks, Fred.
Thanks for that. Great notice. It's very important. So this is the opportunity, guys, for us to answer any questions that you might have. So with regards to best prospects that we have in the Caribbean as a whole, we're seeing good performance in meat products, eggs and egg products. Dairy products have been performing very well for many years now. Even though the Caribbean, we have very good fruit, but we also like, fruits that are being produced in the United States. So fresh fruits are good, processed vegetables, everything that has to be with convenience, it's being demanded, confectionery products, bakery goods, cereals, pasta, chocolate, it's also performing well, non-alcoholic beverages, condiments, sauces, and also snacks. Snacks, it's a very good category. And also healthy and gourmet snacks are performing well. Niche products, organic, gluten-free, those are performing well too. So those are the types of products that are performing well in the market. However, in my experience, we've been involved with U.S. agriculture and food products for about 20 years. So in my experience is that we usually get the question, okay, so what is my product going to have a good performance? I have a unique product. You have to try. You have to come in. We have to expose your information to the buyers, and the buyers will see the opportunities. I've had experience in trade missions where a company comes in that has such a unique product that when we get together here in the office to work on the project, we say, this company is going to be a tough sale. But at the end of the day, they usually get several meetings. So if you don't have a product that's among this category, don't worry. Just let us know. And if you have any questions, please reach out, because the least expected product has opportunities in the market. Next, please. All right, so why, besides the numbers that you just saw, we're talking about several $100 million. Who doesn't want a piece of that? What else? Well, the good thing is that the Caribbean is very close by. So nowadays, with all the issues with logistics to the Caribbean are very simple. Most of the buyers, all of them, usually go out through Miami or any other close by port. So the logistics are very easy, closeness is easy, so that is definitely a plus. In addition, these are emerging markets. After COVID, the Caribbean have been, their economies in the Caribbean have been performing very well. So the purchasing power is going up, and also people are moving in to the cities. Urbanization is creating also opportunities for people to buy more food that is convenient, that you don't need to prepare from scratch. And a good thing nowadays is political stability. Not other but Haiti, unfortunately, but all the other markets in the Caribbean are very stable. So that's a guarantee for doing business in the long term without any difficulties. And the tourism industry is thriving in a way that has not been seen before. So actually, COVID had, unfortunately, negative impact, but also due to that, the tourism industries in the Caribbean have strengthened and are also increasing. So that creates opportunities for food service products that go to hotel and restaurants, but also there's a lot of tourism going on into Airbnbs. So those tourists that rent Airbnbs, they go to the retail stores to buy their food that they're going to be cooking in those apartments and houses. So that creates opportunities either for retail and for food service. Next, please. So we are targeting all the major importers, wholesalers, distributors, retailers, HRI sector. If you are a company that has ingredients for the food industry, there are also opportunities in the Caribbean. There are many food processing companies that are also increasing production and developing new products. So there are opportunities for food ingredients, and importers as a whole are going to be targeted for this project. So I welcome you, and please, as Paul said, if you have any questions, please let us know so that we can answer them throughout the event today. Next, please. So that's it for me. I thank you very much. Strategos is located in Dominican Republic, and besides me, Cesar Perez is also the member of the team that works together, coordinating all the food export activities and projects. We have another group of wonderful people here that also work with projects. So if you need anything, this is our emails. So please reach out. That's it for me. Thank you, Paul. I'll yield the floor back to you.
All right, wonderful. Thanks so much, Fred, for the information and the helpful statistics about why this region is so important for U.S. exporters. I'm going to talk a little bit about the event itself. Well, I guess first of all, we have we have an opportunity for you to register in at an early bird registration deadline. That's coming up though soon, in just a couple weeks, on October 16th, where you can register for the mission for only $425. After that, and up until November 20th, it's the standard registration fee of $625 for the mission. Registration and more information can be found on the event page on our website, foodexport.org. So included in the trade mission, Fred covered some of these things, but there will be a retail store tour. So, we keep the missions pretty focused, as we call them. You're not there very long, just a couple days, but by the end of it, you feel really knowledgeable about the market itself, as well as coming away with all those contacts. So some of these services on the left-hand side are what help build your knowledge and confidence in the market. That would be a retail store tour, tabletop showcase, inclusion in a trade mission brochure that goes out to invited buyers. And then there will be on-site assistance, of course, by Fred and Cesar and the team there for any questions or anything you might need on site. Pre-event custom product research includes a market overview, importation analysis, distribution analysis, store checks. So a lot of helpful information that you're going to get in advance of the mission. And there will also be a market briefing by the USDA Local Foreign Agricultural Service on site. So again, those are all those things to kind of build your understanding and your confidence in the market. In addition to the keynote offering, of course, the bullet point on the right-hand side at the top, the one-on-one meetings with qualified buyers. So as Fred said, we're going to have meetings with buyers from Jamaica, as well as multiple other Caribbean markets invited for this. So you will walk away with a lot of new contacts as a participant. If you have any further questions about the mission or about food exports services in general, as I mentioned, we've got export education services. We do these global connection activities like trade missions. We have the branded program for small businesses, which helps reimburse 50% on international marketing expenses. That includes travel costs to go on this trade mission. So if you're not already in the branded program or if you're not familiar with it, please reach out to your liaison. They can give you more information. Again, you would have to be a small business, but if you meet that definition, you can get some money back on your travel expenses to go on this exact mission. That's hotels, flights, and meals and incidentals per diem. All right, we're going to jump into the Q&A. I know a couple questions have already come in, Brad, so I'll read those off, but you know, this is still open floor, so any other questions, please plug them in and we'll answer as many as we can here on the call. So you had a slide about the products of interest. We had one participant on here was asking, are we looking for alcoholic beverages? If so, what does the outlook look like for those kinds of products?
Good question, Emily. Well, unfortunately, alcoholic beverages have not been performing well in the market. Right after the pandemic, we did see a significant increment in imports of alcoholic beverages. You know, everybody was confined to our homes, so we did some drinking. But if you look at the data from USDA, imports into most of the markets in the Caribbean have been reduced when it comes to beer and alcoholic beverages. So at this point, we do not recommend incorporating this type of products into the buyer's mission. What I would recommend is probably to apply for the representative service that Food Export has, that we can work directly with you, with your products, and touch on several importers directly to see what's the interest that there might be out there for your particular alcoholic beverages.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, that service you referenced is, we refer to it as Market Builder. So in that case, for this kind of product, if you register for a Market Builder, you can get together with Fred on a call or you know, a pre-call conversation where he can help you identify which market in the Caribbean might be a best fit for your product. All right, thanks. The next question is, will consolidators and distributors be invited, and other local resources like brokers or other in-market representatives? I guess maybe the question is, can you talk once again a little bit more about the kinds of buyers that will be there?
Yes. Well, as I mentioned, we will target our full list of our contact database of buyers that comprehend retailers, so the actual supermarket chains that are importing many products nowadays. We will also target the importers that you will have several categories of imports. You have the importers that only focus on retail, you have the importers that only focus on the HRI, and then you have the importers that covers both areas, the retail and HRI sector. So we'll try to cover all of them. With regards to having consolidators there, I would say no, because the consolidators that these companies work with are in Miami. So what these buyers, this company will tell you, because one thing to mention here is that even though the business has the potential to be significant, it's going to start slow. The strategy with most of these buyers in the Caribbean is to start with a couple of pallets. They will ask you to send it to their consolidator with whom they do business all the time, and then they will consolidate those couple of pallets there with other purchases from other buyers. So they will bring the product in, test it out, and see how it goes, and then they will build on that. So that's how it usually works. Representative, no, we want you to be exposed to the actual buyers, the decision maker, the person that will see the potential, will see your products, will see the opportunities, and with the meetings, we'll discuss other details that will allow you both to move forward with the negotiation.
Great. All right. Thank you so much. The next question is around samples. Would participants be sending their samples down for the mission or bringing them along with themselves, on their flights?
That depends on the actual participant. We have been, unfortunately, getting samples alone, like sending them over into the markets, is becoming more and more complicated because each country is enforcing more regulation. That doesn't mean that we cannot do it. We'll definitely find a way to do it. And if you want to do that, it's okay, and we'll take care of it. Most of the buyers, most of the suppliers, that have participated in trade missions into the Caribbean, they usually bring their own samples. So that is not an issue. If you have a shelf-stable product, great. If you need to send something that is refrigerated, then we will need to work on the logistics and make sure that your product gets there in good condition. Yeah.
Okay, great. Next question is, how is the sugar tax movement, how is that going to affect exports to the Caribbean? The example that they put in here was Barbados, but I suppose for purposes of this call, if that affects Jamaica at all, or can you speak to that?
Not really. Yeah, Barbados has a significant tax on the sugar that is included in some products. If I'm not mistaken, it's about 20%. But again, that you'll need to discuss that with the importers. If the importers see an opportunity with your product, they need to see your offering. They need to receive that catalog that we're going to put together with all your information, and then grab their attention on the products that you're going to be offering. But again, even though there is a tax in Barbados, there are imports of, products that have sugar in it. Now, we need to find a way to come up with the right match and the right products and prices in order to get into the market.
All right, great. Thank you, Fred. Next question. We produce a non-alcoholic Bloody Mary mixer. I understand that alcoholic beverages aren't selling well at the moment, but how about like mixers or, non-alcoholic products that, could be complementary in that sense?
Yes, those are usually very popular. And, the convenience of them, especially for the HRI sector, the food service sector, is good. So, but again, it's going to depend a lot on the packaging, the sizes, the prices, the terms, and how the supplier is willing to work with the buyer in order to create a partnership to be able to develop the market.
All right, thank you. That's very helpful. One question here I can take. If a company is not part of the branded program, can they still join this trade mission? The answer is absolutely yes. Any company, regardless of size, can join this trade mission. So we hope that you all join. That branded program, 50% reimbursement program, is reserved for small businesses. And I also say small businesses, but that's based on the SBA guidelines, depending on the kind of company that you are. So it may be bigger than you think. Sometimes that's a 750 full-time employee count or less is the threshold, or maybe even in some cases 1,000 employees. So if you're not sure, or if you think you're kind of on the fence, please reach out to your liaison. They can help you navigate that and determine your eligibility. But short answer to the question, yes, anyone can join this mission regardless of whether they are eligible or participants of the Branded program. Might be our last question here, Brad. Do the consolidators offer cold chain solutions, and how hot will the products and the containers get while being stored and shipped?
Yes, usually the consolidators are companies that know what they're doing. The important thing here is to provide the correct instructions on how to handle the product and do the correct follow-up. But the consolidators that are used by the importers in the Caribbean, of course, they know what they're doing. Everything is, consolidated from frozen to chill to dry. So they do have the know-how, but again, they do need, the logistics, the instructions, and of course, it's always good to follow up to make sure that your product is being treated correctly.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much. I think that's it for the questions. We just had one more comment from a barbecue sauce company that said that their barbecue sauce and salad dressing will be ready for the mission. So we love to hear that. That's great. We're excited to have you join us, and we hope anyone else who's on the call here will join us as well. And if you have any further questions, please let your liaison know. I will give one quick opportunity. I don't know, Jamie, if you have any questions or anything else you wanted to add to the group.
No questions. I think our team has answered the questions beautifully. I think this is going to be a very exciting mission. I'm excited to see who will be joining us, and I'm ready to help out how I can. So thanks, Paul.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh, wait, I think we do have a question. Rashida, are you able to unmute and ask your question?
I certainly am. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, everyone on the call. I just wanted to take this opportunity to say, well, first of all, thank you to Fred Beline for inviting me to join this call today. I am Rashida Hall Anson, the agricultural specialist for FAS here in Kingston, and just want to say that we're excited for you to be here next year and looking forward to a successful event.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining. Well, Fred, unless there's anything else, I think we can wrap up this call. And again, I'll echo our excitement for the mission in February.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.